All right, so I'm Carrie Fernandez. I've been using oils for about 4 years. So just to kind of give you a little bit of background about myself and how I got involved, because obviously I'm a ballroom dance teacher, how did I go from that to essential oils? When I first opened my business in 2010, so this would be 2011, I was getting sick a lot. Just like little colds, not enough to keep me out of the studio, but at that point, I owned the business by myself. I did everything. I did the books and the hiring and the training and everything myself, and I was just wearing myself out. And every time I would dance with a student that had a cough, I would catch it all the time. So every month, I'm not kidding, like every month I had some kind of little cold or my throat was hurting or whatever. So this lovely lady, her name's Joan. She's kind of like my mentor now. Super sweet lady. I didn't know her very well. But she just brought me a diffuser. So the diffuser over here that I have set up, this is exactly what I was diffusing. I was diffusing On Guard, I'll pass these around a little bit, Wild Orange, which is in there, it's over here somewhere, and Peppermint. And so basically the On Guard is very, it's antiviral and antibacterial. This is what she told me, just diffuse them. I didn't know anything about them. Later on, after I researched them, the On Guard is antiviral, antibacterial, the Wild Orange is antibacterial, and the Peppermint is kind of like the driver of the oils, kind of helps them all do their job, but it smells really nice too. So at that time I knew nothing about the oils, but I liked the way it smelled, and the students that were coming into the studio were commenting on how great it smelled, so I was like, okay, good, it could be a sweaty place and it smells really good, so I'm going to keep, diffusing. And so fast forward, I don't even know how long, maybe 4 or 5 months, something like that, I realized I wasn't getting sick anymore. So if you all know me, some of you do, some of you don't. Hi, come on in. So my first initial reaction was definitely not, it was the essential oils, because that's just my personality. I like to have everything proven to me. Do we have enough chairs? Hi. You can sit, there's 2 more chairs over here too.
I think we're going to go outside.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
Okay. She doesn't want to hang out with Mom, huh? It's okay, no worries. So I'm just talking about kind of how I got started into essential oils. So anyway, so fast forward, I wasn't getting sick anymore, and I really wanted at that point to research the company, what are essential oils, how do they work, and then it just kind of took off from there. And then when I was pregnant, probably like 2 years after that, that's when I really started to use the oil. So I just kind of dabbled in them, diffused them, but once I was pregnant, you can't use anything when you're pregnant, so it was really the time when I kind of jumped in and just started to really learn about them. So for me, when I was looking at the essential oils, I did look at other companies. So I like to talk about, when I teach classes, I like to talk about what Doterra is, because they're very different than other essential oil companies. There's so many oils everywhere. You can go to, I think they actually have oils at Walmart now. Okay, so just noted that we're not talking about those oils. We're only talking about Doterra's. They are 100% certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils. There are no fillers. There's nothing added to them. They're completely pure. They are very potent, so a very little bit goes a long way. So there's a right way to use essential oils and a wrong way to use essential oils. All oils are beneficial to our bodies, but we want to make sure that we're using them correctly, which is why we have classes and there's books. Will you hold that book up? So this is one of my favorite books. If you are an oil user, you need to get the Essential Life book. Actually, can you pass it over? Because I know that people are going to watch on the video. To me. Uh-oh. Just so people can see right there. But this is one of my favorites. There's also another one called Modern Essentials. But this one's really great because it has really great recipes. It tells you everything of how to use the oils, dosage, how to dilute, which Maria's going to talk about in a few minutes. So really make sure you get tools on hand when you're using the oils. There's also an app you can get on your phone. You think you don't need it, but then actually, like, anytime you start using oils and you're next to your friend who tells you they're having a migraine and you're like, migraine, headache, and you punch it in, oh, peppermint works. Here, pull out your peppermint and help them. So it's kind of nice to have the app too. That's what it looks like. I use that all the time. It definitely doesn't have as much information as the books, but it has really good information on hand. So Doterra basically sources their oils all over the world. They're the #1 oil company in the world, and they're only 10 years old. And there's a reason for that. It's because they go all over the world to source their oils. So I guess I like to give the example sometimes, Like if you were gonna eat a pineapple, do you want a pineapple from my backyard or do you want one from Hawaii? You probably would want one from Hawaii because it tastes a lot better. It's kind of sort of like that with the oils. You want to, if you want to use the best, you want to use where they're grown in their indigenous environments. So I could go on and on about that, but I'm going to move on because that's not what our class is about. But I definitely go to doterra.com. You can look at their sourcing. You can look at how they source. They also bring schools and fresh water to the countries and the communities, and they do really amazing things out there for the different countries, and it's worth taking a look at. So, okay, so really my goal for today is really just to kind of educate you and empower you so you have the right tools to use in your own home as a first line of defense. So I'm not against modern medicine in any way. I absolutely love it. In fact, I just had stem cell treatments on my hips, which still just blows me away because I've been in pain for like 5 or 6 years, and they've wanted to do 2 major surgeries on my hips, and I have not wanted to do it, nor was I in a position where I could do it at the time. That'd be a total of a year of recovery of me not working and just doing therapy. When fast forward, this is like 6 years later, I just had it done in December and I am already so much better. So don't think I'm against modern medicine. I am not. I love it. But for me, if I can do something at home, I have a 3-year-old little boy, I have my husband, I have my mother-in-law who we're taking care of. She has stage 4 cancer. So we have a lot going on in my house. So if I can do something naturally, that's what I look to first. So that's kind of what today is about, just to kind of help educate you and empower you in those ways. If you like the class that I'm teaching today, if you kind of feel like it sort of resonates with you and you think it's something that you might want to do, definitely talk to me after class because doTERRA has a great mentoring program and I'm always looking to build those relationships. Okay, we're going to jump into it. So what is an essential oil? Sorry you all can't see all of my PowerPoint, but I'm going to read from it a little bit today. So essential oils. The actual definition is it's natural aromatic compounds found in seeds, bark, stems, roots, flowers, and other parts of the plant. Okay, that's kind of boring. So like if you had a leaf and you broke it in half and you'd feel that solution kind of run to the tip of the leaf, it's basically the essential oils running in to aid the plant. That's kind of how essential oils work in our bodies. So I know I said it one time already, but just know that all oils are beneficial to our bodies, but we have to know the right way to use them, so a little bit goes a long way. So Maria's going to come up here and talk for a minute or two about the 3 different ways that we use essential oils. And Maria, tell us how you got started with using essential oils. When I met her, she was already using them, by the way.
So about 4 years ago, when I was pregnant, so I'm Maria, and I started using essential oils about 4 years ago. I was pregnant and I was having some major pains. The doctor called them ligament pains. So I had texted a bunch of friends that were using oils, and they had told me about Deep Blue to try that. It actually didn't work at the time, but that's what got me started using oils. Then of course having kids, I don't like medicine, so I don't have any Advil or anything in my house. We use oils for headaches, stomach aches, earaches, whatever. I mean, unless something is significantly wrong and we have to go to the doctor. I've never liked to swallow pills. I can't swallow pills. It freaks me out. So when I heard about oils, I thought this was going to be good for us. I had purchased them through somebody else, and then somebody introduced me to Carrie, so then I started coming to her classes. So I've been coming to her classes for a couple years now. I'm still learning myself, so I try to come to as many classes as I can just to kind of gain some more knowledge. That way I can help educate others. So yeah, that's how I got started. And so right now I'm going to talk about the 3 different ways that you can use oils, and the 3 ways are aromatic, topical, and internal. My 2 favorite are the aromatic and topical. I pretty much put 3 to 4 oils on my kids every single day, topical on their feet. There's different ways you can use them. You can put them on your feet. You can put them down back, through your spine. We always suggest that you use a carrier oil, especially for the elderly and children. That way there's no skin sensitivity. Sometimes people might break out. For my kids, I always add a little bit of the fractionated coconut oil that doTERRA sells. Add a couple drops of that with a couple drops of oil, and I always use it on their feet. Sometimes if they're not feeling well and they're coughing and have a hard time breathing, I'll be putting it on their chest and their back, but I still always use the fractionated coconut oil. People sometimes ask the difference, if you can buy the coconut oil from the store that you use for cooking. You can, But if you're using like roller balls or kind of mixing them together and rolling them on, that's more of like a solid, and the fractionated coconut oil is a liquid, so that is easier to use. For me, when I use the oil, sometimes I don't always use the fractionated coconut oil. I just use the coconut oil from the store. It's clumpy. Just kind of stick a little bit in my hand, rub it in. But not always do I use a carrier oil for me.
In case anybody's got a little ball at the end.
If you're making your mixtures and you're putting them in there, you would want to use the fractionated coconut oil, and you can't use the store-bought one because it's like a solid. But for me, I don't always actually mix oils for me because I don't have any skin sensitivities. Sometimes I just rub it on and go along. But when you're first starting out, you're going to want to use a carrier oil to make sure you don't have any skin sensitivities. So topical is one of my favorite, and aromatic, of course, with the diffuser. I run diffusers all day long in my house, in my kids' rooms upstairs, especially if somebody's coughing or having a hard time breathing. Like Breathe is one of the oils that you can use in there that help with coughs and stuff like that. That's one of our favorites. The other favorite that I use is On Guard, and that's pretty much one I run all the time. Keep everybody healthy, because that's kind of like a immunity booster oil. So we kind of run the diffuser all the time. You just add some oil and a few drops of oil. You can add two drops, you can add 5. It just depends on how much you want in the air. And by doing it through a diffuser, it purifies the air and also helps for your ailments and stuff like that. You can also use it, some friends of mine just use it just to have a clean smell. So they'll just add a little bit of lemon, a little bit of like citrus smells, and they like the smell of like a clean, fresh house, but it also helps you as well. And then, so that's a topical, aromatic, and then internal is a way where you can ingest it when you want to. Not all of the oils, which I'm still learning, are able to ingest. You obviously have to be careful.
They do say on the bottle though, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yep, they say on the bottle which ones you're able to ingest. I know I'm not a big ingesting person, so I only know so far only 2, like for sure.
But I met her, she wouldn't ingest any, and now she is, so I'm proud of her. She's
I do like there's a few like soft gels and stuff that are already kind of, I think, do you have any up here?
I think I forgot
Like,
my On Guard soft gel.
Yeah,
but
there's like some,
it's just
there's
like
a few oils that come in like a little kind of like vitamin,
Like a vitamin
small
E.
size, yeah, like a vitamin E kind of small. So I have started ingesting those. But for me, like for instance, a lot of people like to ingest the On Guard. They'll take like a drop or 2 under their tongue, let it sit there for a second, and then swallow. You can also add them to your drinks, like water, which isn't so bad if you take lemon and stuff like that. Put a couple drops in your water, but that's the other way you can do oils. So internal, topical, and aromatic.
Thank you, Maria.
Oh,
It was. You did great.
Can you say that again?
You didn't catch that on video. Can you do it one more
I
time?
don't know.
So Flo just took these out of her purse. I knew that we would have oils here today with the people coming, but so these are beadlets. It's literally just like a drop of oil in a beadlet form. So it makes it really. I like to travel with these because then I can pop it open, put it right on the bottom of my son's feet. When you're actually using it, when I first heard, well, you can also just pop them in your mouth, but he's 3, so bottoms of the feet is where I put him. He doesn't ingest anything. When I first heard to put oils on the bottoms of the feet, I was like, really? That's my personality is like I have to have everything proven to me. It is scientifically proven that by putting it on the bottoms of your feet, it takes 30 seconds to get into your bloodstream, and after 20 minutes, it's in every cell of your body. That is
It's almost as
proven.
good as ingesting it.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of times if you have, let's say you have a stomach ache, Digestive is really amazing. It's kind of like your go-to, get rid of your Pepto-Bismol. I'm going to talk about this in a second, but like let's say you don't want to take it, like some people don't like taking pills, you can actually just rub it right onto your stomach. And actually there's an acupressure point, if I can get my leg up this, I can because my hips are getting better, but like right on the outside of your shin area here, this directly affects your stomach. So let's say you have babies or kids or yourself or whatever, you can just literally rub it on the outside of your shin area, and you can do it like every hour. It's natural. So obviously you might want to use a carrier oil. If you're using it with kids, you are definitely going to want to use a carrier oil. I am the complete opposite of Maria. I am sensitive to everything. I have to have a lot of fractionated coconut oil with everything. Carrier oils, you can use anything. Olive oil, grapeseed oil. I like fractionated coconut oil because it sinks right into your skin and you don't feel greasy.
What's fractionated?
It just means it doesn't solidify and it doesn't have a smell. Yep. And so I had pulled this out. Maria was talking about roller balls. So anything that you're making, use fractionated coconut oil because it won't clog the roller ball. If you use like an olive oil, I have a lady that loves to use olive oil. Great, but it does clog the roller balls. And I just don't like to feel greasy, and that's why I don't use that. But okay, so all right, we're going to talk about. So today we talked about what an essential oil is, the 3 different ways, aromatically, topically, internally are the 3 ways we use. But now we're going to really get into how to keep our immune system strong. Everybody struggles with this. So certain lifestyle choices can either provide great strength or can seriously weaken our immune response. Nutrition is a key factor in a healthy immune system. If cells don't have the energy that needs to provide critical safe grounds for the body, pathogens can more easily penetrate and multiply. So I don't know if y'all can see this. I hope you can. But this is just a picture of a cell. So for a second, think about when you go to the doctor and you have a virus. Let's say you go to the doctor. That's what we do. We get sick, we go to the doctor. That's the American way, right? What does the doctor tell you if you have a virus? Are they going to prescribe you an antibiotic or not? No, they're not. Well, sometimes they do, and that's over-prescribing, but sometimes they might for like a secondary issue or whatever, but they're really not supposed to because they're not going to help you, okay? So this is a picture of a cell. This is a picture of a cell. This is the virus. And so the way that it works is when you get an antibiotic, it can't penetrate through the cell wall, which is why it's not effective. But essential oils are actually lipid soluble. They're fat soluble, so they're able to pass through the blood-brain. I'm going to talk about the blood-brain barrier in a second. They're able to permeate through and pass through the cell membrane. So that's why they work. I'm sorry I don't have this up here today. I was getting all fancy with my PowerPoint. Okay, so we're going to talk about a few things. When we talk about our immune system, there are specific oils that definitely help with the immune system, but there's a lot of other factors that come into, like nutrition and sleep and things like that we're going to have to talk about because that's part of keeping a strong immune system. So we're going to talk about cleansing and digesting. So 60 to 85% of your immune system is based on your digestive system. Did you all know that? That's crazy. That's a really large amount. There are more neurotransmitters in the digestive system than in the brain. Lack of nutrient absorption compromises immune system and mood and brain function. And how will you be healthy with a poorly functioning digestive system? So we have to talk about those things. So normally in my classes, if I'm just doing a basic intro class, I kind of tend to focus more on the oils. I love to pass around oils. I am going to pass one around because I feel like I have to because it's an oils class. But actually most of what I'm going to be talking about is digestive system. But you can listen and kind of get perked up with the peppermint. So I'm going to pass it around. Put a drop in your hand. Does anybody have allergies? I feel like everybody has allergies in Vegas. If you don't, you're lucky. But just put a drop in your hand, rub it, cup it over, and inhale it. So this is a form of aromatic, yep. And so it's just kind of uplifting too, but it smells really nice. If you know you don't have skin sensitivities, you can feel free to kind of rub it on the back of your neck. That's one that I don't have a skin sensitivity to, luckily, but it's very kind of tingling. Hey, can I use your peppermint to have everybody have a drop? Thanks for saving me and bringing your peppermint today. All right, so while you're passing it around, I'm gonna talk about a few different supplements that we have. So the first one is the Doterra Is. So it's a digestive enzyme. So this is really just supports healthy digestion. PB Assist, I don't have it with me today, but it's our probiotic formula. So I'm gonna talk about, I'm sure y'all don't need to see that picture, but just in case you wanna see it. So our PB Assist is pretty amazing because it's double encapsulated. So if you have a probiotic and you just who takes probiotics? Anybody? Okay. So if you're taking probiotics, it's gonna start to break down in your stomach, okay? But with Doterra's, because it's double encapsulated, it's actually breaking down in the intestinal tract, which is actually where it's supposed to. So you actually get more benefits from it. The GX Assist is right here. It's basically for GI cleansing. It's not something that you use all the time. Zendicrine, I don't have it with me, but it's a detox blend. And then Digest Zen, which I was talking about before. So I do not right now over the last 2 days, but I have been doing it on and off for the past year. I've been doing the Keto Diet, which is basically no sugar, no carbs. It is the #1 diet for people who have cancer. That's not why I did it. I have been coming back to this diet. I hate the word diet. I've been coming back to this way of eating because for me personally, I have a lot of injuries. My hips were the main thing. There were 2 things that I've done in the past year before my treatments that I have made a world of difference. And it's the vitamins, which I've been taking for a couple years. I'm gonna talk about that in a second. But the other one was my diet, okay? Because they all go together. So by getting rid of the carbs and the sugar, it reduces inflammation in your body, so you're having less pain. So the reason why I keep coming, it's not something I'm gonna stay on all day, every day, forever, but I really like how I feel. Like I'm not hurting, I don't wake up. I've been very active. I was a ballet dancer before I ever did ballroom. Like my body's falling apart, right? Holding it together today, but so when I can do things to help me feel better and really take care of myself, like I feel a difference. So when I'm doing that, also when you're detoxing and getting rid of carbs and sugars and things like that, your digestive system is all messed up. It's not used to it. These are my best friend, okay? They are great. If you get the oil, if you have the oil, it kind of smells like black licorice, which I don't like. I know it's a love or hate. Some people love it, I just don't. But I prefer the capsule, so I'm telling you after about 25 minutes or so, I am so much better. But if you have the oil, you put 2 or 3 drops and just, well, you can put it in a big glass of water. I just would like to do it like a shot and get it over with. But within minutes, you will feel better.
What oil is that you're talking about?
Digestive Enzyme. This one is the soft gel. It's basically just in a soft gel, but there's an actual oil that comes in a bottle like this.
And what's it made of? Like what's in
It's a blend. Let's see if
This fennel.
my glasses. Do you know them all?
No,
Okay, so
they're in your book.
and they're right here. I'm gonna read it. It's anise, peppermint, ginger, caraway, coriander, tarragon, and fennel.
Oh.
So the nice thing about
I might have that if people want to smell it.
Yeah,
Where's
I'd
mine?
love to smell
It
See,
smells-
I like
yeah,
black
that'd be
licorice.
great.
I like
It smells like black licorice.
I love it.
Oh, see? I hate it. I don't want to rub it on my stomach. I just want to take it internally.
Rub that on your stomach and have the same.
Absolutely, yep. So even
But-
when I was pregnant, I actually rubbed it. I would rub it on my stomach
When
if
you
my
rub it on
stomach
your
was
stomach,
swollen.
where is it going?
It's going right through your skin.
Into your bloodstream, into your cells. and
Into your bloodstream. Yeah, exactly. You can put it on the bottoms of your feet. It's just a little bit more effective if you can rub it right over the area that's bothering you.
Clockwise.
with a carrier oil?
It depends. If you know you don't have skin sensitivity, then you don't have to use a carrier oil.
Oh.
If you have never used it before, I always suggest use a carrier oil for everything. A really great thing to know about a carrier oil, you're diluting it, but you're not making it less effective. What you're actually doing is you're able to spread it over a wider area so it sinks into your skin more slowly. So you're actually getting the full benefits from it, but just without the skin sensitivity.
I might have lied, because they fell out of my purse into the car, and I must have left one of those behind.
You can, it's very faint, but you can smell it. I'll pass this around.
Actually, if you put it on your skin, if you put any of the oils on your skin and it kind of gets hot, use your carrier oil immediately.
Oh, okay.
Don't wash it off. Use your fractionated coconut oil. It'll
And
soothe
that
it
was,
quickly.
yeah,
What
okay.
makes it get hot?
Some oils are hot oils.
Oregano, you never want to put on your skin.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get. Wait, hold that thought. We're gonna get there.
Oh,
So there is a 30-day cleanse if anybody's interested. I'm not gonna go over it too much, but I was gonna put it up on my PowerPoint. But you can just Google Doterra 30-day cleanse, and this is a.
Mild, yeah.
It's mild there. It's
Yeah,
much
it's
stronger
probably
if you smell the
stronger
oil.
than essential oil.
But if you like black licorice, then it's
I love
perfect.
black licorice.
So anyway, you can Google. There's a 30-day cleanse that doTERRA has that was developed by Dr. David Hill. It's great. So I have done it before a couple times. So if you feel like you just kind of need a jump start to your health, that's a great one to follow. Or you can I can email it to you. Okay, so we're going to specifically talk about some oils now that are my favorite. They are the biggest for keeping your immune system strong, but let's face it, we get sick, okay? So if you have the right oils, I'm not saying you're never going to get sick again. You're going to get sick. Maybe you'll get sick less often. Maybe you will be sick half the amount of time you would have been sick had you not been using the oils, okay? So just keep that in mind. Sometimes they're like, oh, I'm using the oils, they're not working. No, they are working. You probably could be a lot more sick if you weren't actually taking the oils. So what I'm going to talk about is basically, it's a natural antibiotic. So it's lemon. I use this all the time, by the way. It's lemon, Let's see if we have them all. Lemon, melaleuca, frankincense, lemon, oregano, on guard, tea tree, which is melaleuca, same thing, and frankincense. And it's 3 drops. I was going to tell you all to take a picture of this. 3 drops of lemon, 3 drops of oregano, 3 drops of on guard, 3 drops of tea tree, and 3 drops of frankincense in a capsule. And you can take it internally 3 times a day with food. It's very powerful. Definitely do it with food. I can actually do this one without food. But this is one of the most effective ways. As soon as you feel like you're starting to get sick, this is extremely powerful. For those of you who are already using oils, if you have Melissa oil, that's a great one that you can add to it. We used to call this a flu bomb. The FDA made us change the name. We're not allowed to call it flu bomb. We call it immune bomb now. Woo! So this is fantastic. It's the same.
Oh, okay, so, because the one I have texted that you texted me, it has a little bit different as far as
dosage.
drops. Is that what's similar?
Yeah, well,
Percent,
I
yeah.
switch mine around all the time because I do like to sometimes add Melissa oil, or I will add black pepper oil, but there's already black pepper in On Guard anyway, so I didn't bring them with me. Okay, so my next favorite thing, so this is great to have on hand. Get capsules if you don't have capsules. Like I said, I'm very, very sensitive to everything that I put on my body. Like I will just break out if it's not super diluted. I put everything on the bottoms of my feet, and the number one way I use my oils is internal, which is complete opposite of you, which is perfect. Now, if you have kids, obviously they're not going to be taking this internally. You can put it in a roller ball and rub it right on the bottoms of the feet. You're going to say something.
Yes.
Tell
You gave me the flu bomb before,
Mhm.
which is like similar.
It's the same.
The
Pretty
3
much.
kids I was taking care of,
Mhm.
they don't have health care because they were visiting.
Right.
And so they were sick with flu from school. They go to school here, they were sick with flu. I had nothing but the flu bomb for them. Worked like magic.
Bottoms
like
of the feet,
magic.
or how did they take it?
Like,
Bottoms of the feet or internal?
bottom of their feet, and then the temple.
Okay.
Yeah, and then by that neck where when you're sick, your neck is like warm and achy.
Mm-hmm.
Just rub it, and they're so sensitive because before they came here, they had like what do you call that, eczema? So they have sensitive skin. But I forgot to put the fractionated. Actually, they didn't really get sick. They didn't really, the skin
They didn't
did not-
reactivate?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
well that's good.
And 3 days, and I thought I was asking the school 1 week because of the flu. 3 days, they were like,
Did you
"Oh,
forget to put the fractionated coconut oil on every time or just once?
No, every time.
Every time? Okay, so this is a great
Because
time
there's
to
no-
say
there's
that
no reaction.
well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Our body chemistries are all different, so the way one person reacts is not going to be the way that another person reacts. So that
Sorry, was in 3 days they heal?
Oh yeah,
And how
3
many
days.
times you do it per day?
Twice. 1 in the morning when they wake up, and then 1 at night. That's just it.
And if
then
you-
I was really actually testing the essential oils because that was the only time that, and
We've
then
all
I
been
also
there.
tested it
We all
with
go
my
through that.
dog. And it really worked too with my dog. So it's like, I believe in this. And so I started thinking like, okay, these are, and now at home, even my, your hand wash, your hand soap, I just put drops of,
On Guard?
yeah, on
Yeah,
guard.
that's all. On Guard. and
On
lemon.
guard lemon.
Yep, me
That's
too.
it.
I think you
And-
got that from me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really
So
powerful.
You can add
So
On Guard and lemon to any kind of soap, or you
it's my hand soap everywhere
Yeah,
in
hand
every
soap.
room of my house. It's one of
But you make
my
your
most-
own. Like
yes.
if you buy stuff from the store, like say you buy
Oh,
some of that strawberry
wouldn't.
flavor, like so you don't.
I just wouldn't buy it from the store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically, you can buy it already made from Doterra in a concentrated form, or you just get a foam pump. I think it's funny because people will be like, "How do you have? I don't have time to do all this." It takes you longer to go to the store and buy it. Okay. Literally, if you just have, like, I use Dr. Bonner's Castile soap.
Yeah.
Okay. So I get a foam pump, 3/4 water, 1/4 Castile soap. Add whatever oils you want. Most oils are antibacterial. But I always use On Guard because it's antiviral and antibacterial. And I like lemon. I just like the two together.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm going to give away at the end of the day is my favorite all-purpose cleaner, which is On Guard and water. So you can, I haven't bought a cleaner in a couple years. So everything in my house gets clean like this. When you need something that's a scrub, then I wasn't gonna go this route and talk about cleaning stuff. That's a whole nother class. I love to clean, and I love to clean with natural stuff. But if you need like a soft scrub, you can do baking soda, a little squeeze. Like I always say, make less and don't make it in bulk because it's not as effective later. So you just do like a little tiny container of it. Baking soda, a little squeeze of the Castile soap, and then add whatever oils you want. So I always use On Guard and lemon. And then you have the little scrubbing part. So I'm gonna go on. So lemon, so I'm gonna pass it around, so feel free to, actually I'll take the top off, make it easier for you all. This is definitely one of my go-to oils because my whole house is clean with it. We mop the floors with it, that and On Guard. But there are so many uses for lemon. So here's just some ideas. So lemon is one of the #1 oils, actually any of the citrus, lemon, wild orange, grapefruit, you can put in your water and drink all day, and you should. And there's no limit of, you just do it consistently every day. It helps to clean out your organs and your insides. So it's very, very, very good. If you're using it on your skin, you have to, any citrus, you must be very careful with sun exposure. Okay, make sure you have sunscreen on, shade. Don't even use it like 12 hours before you're gonna go out and sit in the sun because you will fry.
Is that just if it's topical, right?
That's if it's topical. If you're internal, you're fine.
Yeah.
But if it's topical, you have to be super careful. Other uses for lemon oil: flushes out the liver and kidneys, breaks down, releases petrochemicals, removes radiation from the body, boosts the immune system, improves concentration, suppresses appetite, cleanses the blood, aids in digestion, enhances energy, purifies water. When you're using it in water, use glass. Okay, so I'm not gonna say if you have a plastic bottle, you can't put it in there. You can if you're gonna drink it right away. Just don't reuse the bottle, throw it away.
Does it have to be on an empty stomach or?
Neither, it doesn't matter, just all the time.
Just going in there.
Yep, just drink it all the time. When I was pregnant, I think I'm only talking about this because we were just talking about this, but I broke out in my 3rd trimester. I had a great pregnancy, but horrible rash all over my stomach, all over my chest. And then if you have kids, like a lot of people would say, oh, it's the pup's rash. Apparently they said it wasn't. My mom is a medical esthetician. She was painting all kinds of crazy concoctions of things on me. Nothing would get rid of it. I wanted to like rip my skin off. I slept with an ice pack on my chest. I couldn't do it on my stomach, but I wanted to. The only thing that I found was lemon oil. By putting it in my water, it helped to, it didn't completely get rid of it, but it kind of kept it at bay. Because it had happened so often that I could feel when it was about to come out, like the rash, and lemon oil was like my savior when I was pregnant. I do have this really great sheet that I was gonna say, hey, snap a picture of this. This is 20 fun uses for lemon oil. I can email this to you if anybody wants it. Just send me an email and I'll send it, I'll forward it to you. But it's got really great uses, like things that you would never think of, like you get stickers stuck to something that you buy and you can't get those stickers off, like lemon oil takes it right off. You can polish your silver with it. There's so many random ways of using lemon oil. It's just a fun little sheet that I had put together.
Can that PowerPoint be emailed?
Yeah, I can do it as a PDF. Yeah, I can do that. Actually, I already emailed it to you.
Okay, so I can forward it on?
Yeah. So oregano oil, I didn't bring it with me, but everybody who uses essential oils has an oregano story. So I'm gonna share my oregano story with you because I said there's a right way and a wrong way. And when I was brand new, and it wasn't that book, but it was another book that I had, I didn't have capsules and I was sick. I was getting sick. My throat was hurting. I had a long day ahead of me. And so I had read that you could put a couple drops in a teaspoon of honey. I said, great, I have honey. So I put a couple drops in there, took it, and for about 5 minutes I thought I was going to die. It burned my throat so horribly, like it was horrible. And then after about 5 minutes it was just gone. But so don't do that. Learn from my mistakes. I will share one other story with you really quickly. I know a lady very well who you can get rid of skin tags and moles with oregano as well. It is a hot oil, okay? Literally, it's very burning. So you're literally just supposed to like put it a little drop. Well, obviously she put a little too much and she put a Band-Aid over it and it kind of seeped a little bit and she like burnt her skin. So you have to be very careful. Fractionated coconut oil could have fixed that, right? A capsule could have fixed mine. So come to classes, learn about these oils because they are nature's medicine and you have to learn the right way to use them. Oregano is extremely potent, extremely powerful. It's antibacterial, antifungal, antiseptic, antibiotic. It boosts your immune system. It's used with pneumonia, candida, staph infection. I'm not going to go on and on, but it's just crazy all the things that you can use oregano for. It is. I'm Italian. I like to cook. I like Italian seasonings, which usually there's oregano in it. This is totally different. It's just, and you can cook with it too, but when you're cooking with it, and that's another class too, but you're gonna use like a toothpick full. That's all you need in your dishes, and you would put it in at the end of a dish. You're not gonna cook with it because it would change the oil's consistency. Anyway, we're not gonna talk about cooking. On Guard, my favorite.
It's my favorite too.
It really is truly an amazing oil. I'm gonna pass that around so you all can smell it. I think it smells great. This is the one that I was diffusing in my business when I had it. On Guard Peppermint and Wild Orange. I still diffuse all the time in my house. It's great. So you can literally feel like you're getting sick, couple drops in the water, take it, rub it on the bottoms of your feet. My son is 3. We rub it on the bottoms of his feet all the time. He loves his roller
Do you
balls.
do it every day?
I do.
Yeah.
Every night I do. I have like 5 different ones. I had a rollerball class for kids, and I made the pictures for the sticker bottles. So sometimes his pictures on the sticker bottle just for fun. And like one's like a healthy kid. One is happy nose. One is, so he's got all these different oils for whatever's going on. And
You can
so
buy more than one. at the
you
same time.
can layer them. So what I do is I have a healthy blend for him that's in a 10 milliliter rollerball. This is a 5, so it's bigger than that. It's double that size. And so basically I will do like 5 drops of frankincense, 5 drops of On Guard, 5 drops of Melaleuca, and fill the rest up with fractionated coconut oil. Goes on the bottoms of his feet every day. If he's sick, I can put it on him every couple hours. I don't really put it on his spine or anything unless I don't feel the need to, because it's going on the bottoms of his feet, and I'm so sensitive that I have before used something on him that was a little harsh and he was a little red from it, so I'm just really careful with, if he's like me, then we need to be super careful. But anyway, bottoms of the feet, it's just, it's amazing, it's great, it gets into their bloodstream, so I don't feel like I have to put it on his spine. But so, On Guard, we talked about cleaning, it's antibacterial, antifungal. People use it for bladder infections, candida, flu, mold, mono, MRSA. MRSA, okay, that's a great one to talk about. It can actually kill the MRSA virus in the air, factual information, in 2 hours by diffusing only. So they're actually starting to diffuse in hospitals. Are you guys hot? I feel like it's really warm in here.
hot in here.
Wait, Kathy, can you pull that door open? Would you mind? Thank you. So, On Guard is fantastic. Melaleuca. This, a lot of people know this is tea tree oil. Back in the day, the Aborigines there were these big Melaleuca trees around this body of water where the Melaleuca leaves would fall into this body of water. And the Aborigines thought that these waters were healing waters. And we know now that they're not healing waters. It was actually the oils from the leaves that were falling into the water. So people would have sickness or ailments and they would go soak in these healing waters. So it's kind of cool. Melaleuca you can use for so many things. Right now my son has a canker sore in his mouth and he knows that we are gargling. Actually, I usually would put it on my finger and put it in his mouth, but he's actually gargling now, which is such a big deal. This is great. I'm like, this is so easy. So he gargles with it, helps get rid of canker sores. You can put it on anything. You could have athlete's foot, put it right onto the bottoms of your feet. And it's really great for any kind of skin, dandruff. You can add it to your shampoo. You can use Melaleuca, it's a go-to. You can use it for so many different things. I do have this is a Melaleuca Touch. So Doterra offers a lot of these oils in a touch format, and I thought, like, it's just a roll-on mixed with fractionated coconut oil is all it is.
Except pets, except dogs and cats.
Oh, then that's a whole nother class too. We're not talking about dogs and cats. It's a whole other class, but yes, you can't use Melaleuca with animals. I thought that I wouldn't use the touch is what I was going to say. I would just make my own, but I did buy some touches after they had come out with them, and now they're like with me all the time. So I do use them. They're so easy. The On Guard, if you're getting a sore throat, I'm like rubbing it on my throat. Yes, I do internally also and the bottoms of my feet, but being able to just rub it right on your throat, it's going right to the area. You can combine a couple drops with your facial cleanser or moisturizer for adding cleansing properties and benefits. So when people are breaking out, Melaleuca can be a really great one. You can put in a little water bottle, like a little spritz water bottle, like a 1 ounce or 2 ounce, a couple drops of Melaleuca and just spray it right on the skin. Frankincense is another great one for skin. Frankincense, good, because that's what I'm getting to now. This is like if I was stuck on an island and could only take one oil with me, it would be frankincense. It is one of the most unbelievable oils, and I don't know if anybody's religious in here, but everybody does know about the Bible, and that back in the day it was frankincense and myrrh. That is the same frankincense and myrrh that we're talking about, but we're just talking about frankincense today. It's really, okay, I'm going to tell you a couple things about frankincense. So frankincense has been proven to kill cancer cells. Okay, that's not like I'm just coming up with this and I've heard it. It's actually factual information. It was years ago now, so I'm sure these studies are...
It's a plant, it's a tree.
It's a tree, yep. Boswellia tree. Watch, did I say that right? So basically, there were over 10,000, this was years ago, so it's probably so much more than that now, but there were over 10,000, this is what we were talking about, case studies out there where they did frankincense versus chemo for brain cancer patients, specifically for brain cancer. And what they did in this study is they had the patients put a drop of frankincense right on the roof of their mouth. They had them put it on the brainstem area here, bottoms of the feet, and then every 2 to 3 hours, 2 to 3 drops in a capsule. They were taking it internally. And frankincense actually proved to be more effective than chemo. Okay, so it's pretty, there are so many benefits of frankincense. Clarity, if you diffuse frankincense when you go to sleep, you're gonna wake up feeling a little more clear-minded. Sometimes if you just wake up, you kind of feel like that fog. Frankincense is great for that. Skin support, so I had a C-section and I thought, yes, I get to try out my oils and see what works. Kind of like you were saying, I get to be kids were the guinea pig. I was my own guinea pig. So what I did is on my scar, I just put frankincense in the middle of it. Just kept every day, a couple times a day, just right down the middle of my scar. And then I actually showed my doctor. I was like, check this out, like way later, because there was a huge difference in the healing process. My husband is an engineer with the fire department, and hopefully he'll never watch this, but his captain just burned his leg, not on a fire, but anyway, we won't go into that. Really, like 2nd-degree burns. And so I just made a salve and a spray for him that was lavender and frankincense and everything, and we'll see how it goes. But frankincense, great for healing.
Do you have, is there anything that's for applicable to, like, there's a lot of kids have ADHD, they have...
Yes, frankincense is great for that. I kind of thought about that and lost my train of thought. Also for speech development. So a lot of kids who have delayed speech, I'm talking within days by using it along their spine, and then same thing back of the brain stem, just by doing topical.
Directly affects the central nervous system.
And there's another one I'm about to talk about next. It's called DDR Prime. It comes in capsules, but it also comes in an oil, so you can actually use it with the kids right along the spine, and the back of the neck is the best place to use it.
And it helps balance the sort of...
It does. If you Google it, I was actually helping somebody not too long ago, specifically for speech development in kids, and it's pretty fantastic, the information that's out there. I, just for fun, just wanted to throw some topics on my PowerPoint of when you Google frankincense, just some different topics that pop up. So I'm not going to read them to you, but I'm just going to tell you what some of the topics are that are out there. So one story was called Change Your Chemistry, the Power of Essential Oils Which Kills Cancer Cells. Frankincense, a better way to care for cancer patients. Promising scientific research for patients with ovarian cancer. Kills cancer and reduces radiation side effects. There's so much information out there now, and people are really finally starting to accept it and learn it. I think that this is my opinion, but I think that for so long we get caught up in the way our society is, where we go to the doctor, get a prescription, and just take it, that it's not that way anymore. People are looking, especially with the way the healthcare system is now, people are looking for more natural alternatives. They don't want to be over-medicated. A lot of times they're getting something prescribed, and then they're having all these other ailments because of that prescription, and then they're taking more on top of it, and it just kind of becomes this cycle of just being hooked on stuff. So I wanted to mention one, and this is actually from the Yale Journal of Biology and Medicine, and its title was Frankincense Treats Cancer and Does So Much More. So in a nutshell, what this was, and you can find this online, numerous studies have linked inflammation to cancer. By disrupting inflammatory process, frankincense could stop cancer before it even starts. Its properties suggest that it might also be effective when treating rheumatoid arthritis, Crohn's disease, asthma, and colitis. So we're talking about keeping our immune system strong, but we're also talking about prevention. So it's a wide variety of things that we need to do, which we're going to recap at the end. But frankincense being incorporated into your daily lifestyle is very important, I think. So like my husband and I take DDR Prime because he is around so much toxic stuff being a firefighter, and he can't get away from that. But if we can do something at home that's going to help that, we're going to talk about that. Oh, actually, here we are. DDR Prime. So this is a blend of frankincense, and feel free to, this is mine and it's already open, so if you want to look at it. It's frankincense, orange, lemongrass, thyme, savory, summery, clove, and aioli. It helps promote healthy cell function, provides powerful antioxidants, provides support for overall health, and you can use it topically or internally. So my mother-in-law, she's still going through it, so later on I will be more open to talking more about it, but because she currently has cancer, and she's a very unhealthy 75 old school Cuban woman who never puts anything nutritious into her body. She doesn't exercise. She just, none of that. So when she got cancer, we were, especially stage 4 cancer, it wasn't looking very good. They gave her about 6 months, but she decided to do chemo, which is, we didn't even know if she would be able to make it through it. 2 weeks ago, she just finished her last chemo treatment, so she did choose to do chemo, but she does 8 DDR Prime pills a day. Okay, regular dosage just for any regular person is 2. So I did a lot of research. I didn't come up with this by myself. I also have a colleague that's an acupuncturist. I talked to her. I talked to a couple doctors that are also into natural medicine, and I researched a lot online, and it was 8 pills a day, which is a lot. And soon we're going to drop her down a little bit, but she's always going to be on that, probably at least 4 to 6 pills a day forever. And my husband and I take it. There's nothing wrong with us. It's prevention why we take it, but it's look into that if you've had cancer, if you have cancer in your family, or you just want to
So it's an immune booster, essentially?
It is, yeah. The frankincense alone is an immune booster, but it's a blend of, it's the blend of everything that's in it. So you could do just frankincense in capsules. You could make your own if you had those oils.
Carrie, I mean, when you start to take the pills, right, with oil and using the oils from you, topically, internally, you need to give up to the vitamins what you take? I
No.
take vitamins now.
Well, I'm going to talk about...
Organic, they are very good and they take it for years. What I do about that? I use those and I give up to them.
Well, I use Doterra's because they have oils already infused into them. I'm going to talk about that in a second. So how about hold that thought for just a moment, because I'm going to come back to the vitamins, because those are a key factor, which is now. So now we're going to talk about the vitamins. So the alpha C, these are 3, okay? So there's a daily nutrient pack, and there's a lifelong vitality pack. So I'm going to tell you really quick what it does, and I'm going to tell you how it works for me. And everybody that takes the vitamins has something to tell me that it has done for them. And I'm random things, like my hair's growing back in thicker, usually for women, I find. Men who are going bald, I can't help you. Okay? There's oils we can rub continuously, but there's only so much we can do. But just usually like energy and focus, for me it was how I felt in my hips, because the hardest time would be I would go to sleep and I would wake up and I'd get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom and I would be limping like that, okay? And now I'm so much better, but let's say before my blood platelet stem cell treatment in December, if I missed a day I didn't realize it, I was on the vitamins for several months. I took them for no reason having anything to do with my hips, only for the fact that I needed to have vitamins. I know that everything in this is completely pure, there's no fillers. Most of the time when you get any vitamin, and I would love to see a vitamin that is not this way, so I'd be curious what you're taking, but you are basically, how do I put this? You go to the bathroom and you see that your urine is bright yellow, or right? Because you're flushing out most of the vitamins. There's fillers in the vitamins. Your body's now actually absorbing. Your body absorbs 100% of the vitamins. So I had never had vitamins like this before, but I just knew they were great. Took them only for that reason. But after months, we were moving and I didn't take them for like 4 or 5 days. And I was in pain a lot. And then I was like, no, it's my personality. No, it's not the vitamins. And so I got on them again for a while, and purposely, okay, I'm not going to take them for a few days. I was in pain again. And I did this several times. Now I know 100%, without a doubt, it is the vitamins. So they have a daily nutrient pack, which is the 2, and then they have the lifelong vitality pack. So the CRS, I would recommend for anybody who has any kind of chronic pain, so chronic pain is going to be 6 months or longer, they need to be on the full Lifelong Vitality Pack. If you are just looking for nutrition and you have no pains and you feel great, then you're fine with those two. And it's called the Daily Nutrient Pack. But so basically the CRS is the cellular, it works on a cellular level, longevity blend. The XE-omegas, basically, and I've learned, I got to sit in a room and listen for 2 days of doctors talk all about the vitamins and the oils. And the thing that, I'm not a doctor, but the thing that stands out the most to me about the omegas is that most vitamins, I can't remember which one it is, but there's like 2 different, they basically have to even up. And so most of the time, like vitamins will offer like way too much of one side and not enough of the other. You could take these to your doctor. I took them to my doctor when I was going through it with my hips, my orthopedic doctor, and because he says that I was like a prized pupil because I had the best outcome of a really bad situation, and years later I was able to still teach, and I had to take it down a notch, but I was still I was so much better than I was like 5 years ago, and then to now be able to have the other treatment that I had is pretty amazing. And then the Microplex is really just your essential vitamins and the essential oils that are actually already in it. So you already get so many of the essential oils already in there, but I do the Lifelong Vitality Pack, and then I also do the DDR Prime. So the Microplex has the vitamins and the minerals from the whole food sources. It has 72 different trace minerals, which basically tell the vitamins what to do. The XE-omega is food for your brain because your brain is 80% fat. It's critical for cardiovascular health, provides lubrication for regular elimination, provides clean fuel for your body to burn for improved energy and stamina, and then the CRS is the super antioxidant and cell protection.
So these are absorbed 100% because the delivery system is in an essential oil, or they come in an oil form?
Well, there are oils in it, but it's not all oils. Actually, in fact, if you want, I can pass the box over to you, and you can actually look a little bit further. And I have a great link that I can send you that really breaks down everything about the vitamins, what's in it, and how it works, and all of that.
Right.
If you want, I can send that to you. Do I have your email? I think I do. I'll make sure. But if you want to look at the box too to kind of check further on that, but I can give you more information.
Yeah, I think you do have.
So the On Guard soft gel is what we were talking about. It's On Guard. The difference with the soft gel, it comes in a little bottle like this. Again, these are really easy to travel with. This is like, I'd say, just a little step down from the Immune Bomb recipe before, but these are great because they're already in a soft gel form, and it's not the Digestive, it just looks like this bottle. But the difference is between the On Guard versus the On Guard soft gels is the On Guard soft gels actually have black pepper and melissa oil already in it. So, okay, so basically, just to recap, we were focusing a little more on digestive system today, but the things that we need to do to stay healthy: eat right, get restful sleep, reduce daily toxins. I was getting in the car to drive here today, and a commercial came on for Nevada Air, like the outside air, and it said that we need to report any car driving that has too much smog, because when the cars have too much smog, it gets into the plants and our animals. And I was like, well, isn't that a perfect thing to be listening to on the way to this class? There are toxins everywhere. Put the right things into your body. Become a label reader. Look at the labels of the things that you're using. How many chemicals are in your shampoo, your conditioner, your soap? It gets right into your skin. You get out of the shower, you're drying off with a towel. What kind of laundry detergent are you using? I'm not saying go home and revamp everything in your house, but for me, it was a slow process, but little by little, the more positive things that you can do to reduce toxins in your house. Are you closed?
Yeah, we're gonna be leaving here in like 20 minutes.
Okay, thank you. I don't even have a clock.
It's 2.
Oh, okay, we're right on time.
They close on 2.
Good, and this is the end. So, anyway, so really quick, I'm just going to go over. A lot of you already get your own oils. Some of you do not, and well, luckily, I just actually printed a couple of these out just for the heck of it. Will you pass them? Yeah. just to whoever's new. So 3 ways you get your oils: retail, wholesale, below wholesale. Retail is just going to a website and just purchasing. Most people don't do that. They want retail. They want to get wholesale prices. Wholesale is 25% off everything. So it's only $35 to get your own wholesale membership. It's kind of like a Costco membership. And then you get to purchase for a year. After that, it's a $25 renewal fee if you choose to renew. And they send you a free peppermint, so it kind of evens out. They have really great starter kits if you're interested. And they waive the $35 enrollment fee if you do a starter kit. I'm not going to go over, I don't know anybody's financial situations in here, so I'm going to just mention each one, but I don't have time to go through them. I'm going to tell you my 2 favorites though. So we have the Family Essentials Kit, which are all small bottles. These are 5 milliliter bottles. This is a 15 milliliter bottle. This comes with the top 10 essential oils. It's a great little starter kit, but the 3 ways we use our oils: aromatic, topical, and internal. It doesn't come with a diffuser, so I know that's usually a really big one that people want. The next page on the back, the Home Essentials Kit, this is one of the most popular kits. Comes with the top 10 essential oils, but it comes with a diffuser and it comes with the bigger bottles. So you get 3 times as much oil and basically a free diffuser. That's one of my favorite kits. The Natural Solutions Kit down here. So today was a little different. Like I said, a lot of times I focus on the oils, but I did a lot of the nutritional stuff today that they have. And the Natural Solutions Kit comes with the vitamins, and it comes with the Digestive Enzyme. It comes with Deep Blue Rub for sore achy muscles. It comes with like everything you could possibly need from the oils and the products to get started. So that's those are the top 2 selling in my experience with people. If you're looking to do a cleanse and restore, which is also a lot of the stuff we talked about, they do have a kit just for that. So basically any kit that you get started with, then they waive the $35 enrollment. You get a deeper discount. So it's a little easier to get started. And then I said below wholesale also. So Doterra gives something away called, they have a program called LRP, it's Loyalty Rewards Program, which really is kind of like frequent flyer miles with the airlines. It's not something you have to do, but if you choose to do it, you can. It's just points for free products. So it's just like the airlines, the more you fly, the more flights you get. It's the same thing with the oils. The more stuff we buy, the more points that we get. You can use them, you can save them up, roll them over, ship them to your friends for Christmas, or save them all for yourself. It doesn't matter, but your points will continue to grow each month that you're consistently ordering. So the way that it works, super fast. The first 3 months you're consistently ordering with Doterra, there's no minimum or maximum order, but if you're ordering the first 3 months, you get 10% back in points. So if you order $100, they give you $10 in points, and then you usually pay $3.99 for shipping, but they give you that back in points too, so it's kind of like you get free shipping. The next 3 months it goes up to 15%, 20, 25, at month 13 you top out at 30%. So anytime I purchase anything, if I spend $100, I get $30 plus my shipping back in points. So it doesn't seem like that much at first, but you start to really build your points. Who's been on LRP longer than a year? You have. You're kind of there. So it's really helpful because you really get a lot of free stuff. And then they offer a free product of the month to everybody. Anybody who places a $125 order by the 15th of any month gets a free product. So that's kind of fun. They're smart the way they do it, because sometimes it'll be, like this month it was Breathe, which is great for any kind of allergies or asthma or anything like that. But sometimes it could be an oil like cedarwood. I remember when I got cedarwood, I'm like, what am I going to do with that? And now I use it all the time. So it just, they cycle all their oils and they give a lot of free stuff out. Okay, that was fast. And do you have any questions? Oh yeah, can you stop that? Thank you.